Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct, among other penalties.
I have never.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 10 Minute Misconduct. We have Tucker Scantlebury joining us tonight. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Hanging in there.
Doing
Good.
great.
We got Sam and Aaron, the best co-hosts in the world, joining us. So let's get started. How are things going with Monroe?
Good. Yeah, good so far. I can't say anything's too rocky at this point. A little shaky off the start, but things are coming together. That's for sure. Anything specific you want to ask?
So I feel like we'd be a little amiss if we didn't ask a little bit about your unwanted escapades the other week.
Yeah,
I don't know how
seems,
much.
seems to be a key point in everybody's conversations lately. But yeah, I can touch on it a little bit. Obviously, a little bit unfortunate for the. I don't know. I don't know if you want to say the league or for the fans. Obviously, a little bit unfortunate for the women and children that were nearby. You never want to see them a little bit scared and spooked. So apologies out to them on my behalf. But yeah, unfortunate. Obviously, the league's handling it, and I don't have too much to say on that. But everybody has their own opinions and own expectations about what happened behind the curtains, but we'll leave that up to their imaginations, I guess.
Little mystery's always fun, so.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the 10 games was enough? I don't want you to say anything to get yourself in trouble, so if you don't want to answer, don't answer.
No, definitely not. I'll probably leave it at that. It's in the wind now, right? So the league handles things the way they want to handle it, and I'm just a player, so.
Yeah, but without the players, there's no league.
That's true, yeah. So other than that, that's probably where I leave it. Like I said,
Right.
Unfortunate for the people that it might have scared and spooked in that tunnel, but unfortunately you do, right? Not going to say I'm no angel myself, so I can't say too much there.
Yeah, but at least you keep your not being an angel to being on the ice.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a place for it, right?
You obviously want to keep it on the ice. There's a place and time for it. Unfortunate it happened that way, but out of my control, out of the team's control, and unfortunate it happened the way it happened. So
One
What
one
do
of
you
my
do?
questions for that as well is, have you and him ever had any sort of beef on the ice prior to, or anything that you
Um,
recall that?
little. I wouldn't say anything too major. Obviously, played Motor City a lot in the last 3 years, being in Port Huron. But it was a little. It spooked me a little bit off guard as well. Didn't really know what was going on there, as you probably see in my reaction. But um, yeah, it's. I wouldn't say anything specific, but I'm kind of in the same boat as all you guys on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll move on with that. And so this weekend, you guys have some fun theme night, I think. Is it Friday? You have Star Wars night and a teddy bear toss weekend as well?
Yeah, it should be a fun one. Those are games you want to be involved in for sure. Obviously, with you guys have seen a little bit of our fan base and the way they like the party. So um, it'll be fun. It'll be fun for the fans. It'll be fun for us. So it should be good, especially
Any
for the
pre
kids too.
Oh, absolutely. Any predictions who might get that teddy bear toss goal?
Ooh, um, I want to go out there. Probably say maybe a linemate of mine, Christy. He likes to score the big time goals lately. He's pretty hot. Maybe Carlos or Albrecht. They've been pretty hot lately, so I'll give that to them.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe myself. Never know. I've been finding the back in that a little bit lately here.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll be tuning in, so we'll have to update the fans that are not Monroe fans that are still watching the game. So
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So you
Hmm.
kind of talked a little bit earlier about how, a lot of your career, I almost want to say, I was looking at EP earlier, all of your career in the Fed was in Port Huron before
Um,
Monroe, or am I?
yeah, that's correct. So I started in the SP there my first year of the college, and
Yep.
then ended up in Port Huron um, for about half a season. Kind of bounced around a little bit in the SP after that, and then it would have been the last 2 years I've been in the SP, or sorry, the Federal League in Port Huron before coming down to Monroe here.
So what's the big difference in your eyes? And so
Um,
Port Huron being Empire Division and Monroe being Continental Division. For you, what's that big difference between being an Empire and being in the Continental? And which one do you like better?
yeah, I think a lot of guys can vouch for this. I think this division's, and maybe some might disagree, but I think this division is definitely a little stronger, as you can maybe see in the standings too. But obviously, you have your superpower there. Your big guy, Binghamton, on the other side. They're obviously very strong every year. They know what they're doing over there. You got to give credit where credit's due. Um, but yeah, I think those other teams are just they're almost there. You can see them. They give them a good fight every now and then, but when you're that consistent, you obviously make a name for yourself. And then you come down to this division, it's definitely with Athens joining, PD, they're pretty strong this year. Obviously us, and then even the bottom teams too. Like I always say in this league, you can lose to anyone any given night. A couple bad penalties here and there, and next thing you know, you're down to going into the third period. So, other than that, I'd say just the top four teams are maybe a little bit stronger than the other division. Obviously, the warmth, that's probably the thing I like most about being in this division. Although I guess when we were in Port Huron, we were in the South Division my first, so we were down here quite a bit, so some pretty long road trips, but it was all in good fun anyways.
Kind of jumping right into that. Bus trips, do you have a good one on the way?
Ooh. If there's any Port Huron guys listen to this thing, they're probably at the edge of their seat. There's quite a few of them. I don't know if I want to get into too many of them. It might
Oh, yeah,
look
you
bad,
do.
but Couple breakdowns here and there, a couple funny ones. Probably say the best story I have would be last year we were going to Binghamton. We left, what was it? We would have left Thursday night, played Friday night. We left at about, 12 o'clock at night, and then ended up breaking down around Cleveland. That took us about 10 hours to get 3 hours down the road or whatever it was. And then the snowstorm hits, and it's about, I can't remember correctly, somebody might have to stat check me here, but I think it wasn't enough time to get to the game anyway, so we all hopped in vans and trucks and whatever we could find from Cleveland and made it to the game for, I think, 20 minutes after puck drop, something like that. We got there, put on our gear, and played. So that was probably my craziest bus story. Unloading a bus on the side of the highway in the middle of the snowstorm into vans. So it doesn't get much better than that, I don't think.
For sure.
And of course, guys are dressed in T-shirts and sweatshirts, and some guys in shorts. So, yeah, it never fails, does it?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's always some luck when it comes to the bus, and that's any league, any team. So
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
For anybody just tuning in, if you are subscribed to our channel, you can ask your questions live in our chat. So I'm going to move over there really quick. A Columbus River Dragon fan of the 110, I think I know who you are, asked, and I think I know what they're referring to. You guys did a TikTok with Monroe, and they were asking what everybody wanted for Christmas. And they said, why do you want new shoulders for Christmas?
Oh, yeah. It's maybe watch some game tape and you could probably figure out why. Shoulder's been a little banged up here throughout the years, so a lot of use on them anyways. But
yeah,
couple good answers there in that video.
Oh yeah, there were some pretty good ones. I was surprised how broad too. I've seen a few other teams, and pretty much everybody said sticks, and then I can't remember what team it was, but they said like a Christmas wrap Tate McRae, and I was like, that's a great answer.
Yeah, there you go. Good old Canadian girl, huh? Yeah. No,
Yeah,
for sure. I think we'll be good on the stick area. I know a couple guys asked for sticks. I think our fans might have took it pretty literal, so I think guys will be having a pretty Merry Christmas here going forward.
Oh yeah, well, I would like to see what you guys get. That'd be a cool little update there.
Yeah, maybe a couple surgeries for free in my future. Who knows?
Oh man, I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, just jokes. Anything else? What do you guys got for me?
So, we've been asking some questions lately, just trying to get to know everyone on the different teams. So, I got a list of some kind of, not anything serious, just some kind of funny questions. But thinking about Monroe as a whole, who would you say is the most likely to steal your tape and not replace it?
My tape, okay. Well, I got it. Yeah, probably Doobie Pluff. He sits beside me in the room. He likes to take my stockpile and my little toiletry bag there and doesn't like to refill it. So maybe he's listening. Tomorrow will be different at practice.
Hands off the tape.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He likes taking my
One
sock
more.
tape, that guy.
One more really quick. Who is most likely to show up late to warm up?
Everyone's pretty good for the most part. Maybe Yanni. I don't know. He's got all sorts of stuff going on that maybe he doesn't sign up for. But yeah, he's pretty busy there in the locker room at times. So probably say him. Maybe Wolfie. Maybe our trainer. Wolfie's got a lot going on too. But,
Sam, do you have any rapid fire player questions? I know I have a few, so I just wanted to see if you did first.
Funniest teammate.
Funniest teammate? Oof. Probably I'll say Andrew Blount. He's a pretty funny guy. He can get you going, that's for sure.
And then
Sorry, go ahead.
who do you think is like the silent killer Joker? The one that's completely silent all the time, but every now and then he just gives like a real quick punchline, and then he goes back to being quiet. But like
Yeah.
that,
I mean, you got to remember, we're pretty much a fresh team here, but getting to know a couple of the guys in the last couple of weeks, probably our new goalie Egan. He's got some one-liners, and then he goes back to being himself. There, he's pretty funny. The other night after the game when we were having a couple pops, so
Okay, so
it's usually always the goalies with that one. Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure.
For sure.
Who would you want the most as your like road trip roomie?
I'd probably just stick with the one I got right now. Corson Green's my roommate on the road right now, so, and my roommate at home. So we're seeing lots of each other. He's probably getting sick of me by now.
Well, hey, at least you're comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
I think that makes things
Oh yeah,
good.
he's a good listener. I'm a good talker.
And who would you say is like your team diva, the high maintenance, best dressed?
Best dressed, diva. I probably maybe Albert. I'll put him up there. I'll put him on the chopping block for that one.
All right, so we do have some other questions in the chat. Let's see. Yes, Jordan, your question. We asked the question to our guest last week, and we got into some technical stuff when it came to if you're a lefty or a righty shooter, and then versus like what's your power hand. So when it comes to your shooting preference, can you talk a little bit about that?
Could you be more specific?
Yeah. So like if you're a lefty or a righty, he was telling us like, well, I believe last week he was a left-handed shooter, but was like right-hand dominant. So the way he holds his stick is a little different than he said the average guy. So we were going to ask for a few weeks to see if there was a kind of a trending thing when it came to players.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I know quite a few guys. Some guys will golf the other hand and play hockey the other hand. I know a couple of guys like that. A couple of guys might throw a baseball with their dominant and not shoot the same way. So me, on the other hand, I can only do one in everything. I ain't that talented. So
yeah,
it's left shot only for me.
So you're left side dominant or left hand dominant?
I'll be right-handed dominant, yeah. So then I'll write with my right hand and shoot left. So that'll be my top hand, yeah. But I know a lot of guys that'll write with their right hand and putt the other way, which is a little bit odd. Putt and swing the golf club, which is something we like to do a little bit here in Monroe when the weather's nice.
Yeah, I can't think of one hockey player, honestly, that we've ever had on the show that hockey isn't their off-season like hobby or go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
yeah,
how
we
you
got
spend your
quite a few
summers?
golfers here, so it works out for sure.
What you got, Aaron?
So I was looking at your penalty stats for the last couple years, and you've been pretty high up there. With 23-24, you had 156. 24-25, you had 210. And this year so far, you have 77. That's just Fed numbers, though. That's not looking at any of the SP loans that you've been on. So, and, as a Binghamton fan, we've always loved to claim that, like with Port Huron, that gritty game. How do you balance that? How do you balance playing a game where, you're probably one of the most favorite people to chirp in Binghamton? We've had a chant or two going, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not sorry, but how do you balance out the grit of drawing penalties, playing that gritty in your head kind of game, and not taking it too far?
Yeah, right. It's something that's kind of been a part of my game since I was young, to be honest with you. I know I was think I was around 15, 16 years old. There was a couple of games where I was maybe not being myself out there, and I think it was my grandpa or my dad who said, "Hey, whatever you're doing there, don't do that anymore." So I think that's when I just continued playing that style of game. Obviously, you see it a little bit at the higher levels, right? You got those players that play that way, and obviously you don't want to be sitting in the box. So it's almost a game inside a game a little bit to make people understand a little bit more in depth. There's certain things that happen that might dictate other things. So you got to be pretty aware, right? And you obviously don't want to hurt your team, but you want to kind of create space for them, create space for your line mates at the same time. So I don't think the intention is ever to hurt your team, obviously. Sometimes, obviously, things maybe go a little too far, but obviously you got to maybe pick those times here and there where it's going to be in the right time to take it a little too far, right? So I think it's mostly just awareness and understanding the game inside the game. Maybe I'm not going to tell you all my tricks and
No.
my secrets like that, but yeah, I think it's just something I've always done. It's the way I've always played. I think it's gotten me this far in my hockey career, so probably end it on the same note.
I mean, it's definitely been successful, and I don't mean any of it, just to be clear, I don't mean any of it to be rude or disrespectful at all.
No, you're totally
But, you
fine.
know, you've got to be one of the most favorite to chirp in Binghamton. We've definitely played around with it quite a bit, and you know, it might just be a Port Huron thing, it might be a Tucker Scantlebury thing, but you know,
Yeah.
it.
No, it
I
definitely,
like the gritty game. I like
yeah.
the mental games. I think, you know, like Bobby Howard of the Power Play Post Show will shoot me down for saying, obviously you want skill in your game, and I think part of skill is knowing how to play the game kind of the way that you do and the way that you did with Port Huron and the way Monroe does it too. But
Mhm.
you don't want to see just skill. Armchair referees like me don't want to see just skill on the ice. We want to
Mhm.
see that crap too. Obviously, we don't want to see what happened the other night. We don't want to see the off ice. But when it comes to the on ice, there's a game, like you said, I think it's the best way I've ever heard it said. There's a game within the game. And I think that's just as fun as whatever numbers are on the scoreboard.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, from a fan standpoint, it's obviously something they pay tickets for, whether you like it or not. You could go watch some Don Cherry clips. I think he explains pretty clearly what he thinks about the people that don't like it. So I'll leave that up to people to research him if they don't know who he is. But got to give a Canadian shout out there. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's just the way. I think it's something like obviously I'm not the only guy that kind of plays that style. There's always a couple of guys on each team, maybe some more than none, but it just brings more when you're not scoring as much or um, being helping the team in different ways, right? The more you can have in your bag, the more you bring to the team, the more better chances you are getting opportunities. So I mean, it's something that I enjoy. It's the way I like playing. But I feel like I've proven I can play the other way and score too. So it's I think it's just having more tricks in your bag is you're better off with that. So
Yeah, I actually think it's an
Absolutely.
advantage to be a well-rounded player like that because when you can play physical, you know, and defensive at the same time, like, and there's players out there, especially now, I've noticed some players are actually getting smaller, you know, like they're fast forwards and things of that nature, but they can't some of the same things you can do. So kind of in a way, I think gives you an upper hand.
yeah, it's kept me playing hockey so far. So we'll stick with it. It's keeping the bills paid anyway. So we'll we'll ride it till I can't anymore anyway. Still love doing it, and I think the day I don't love it anymore is the day I won't do it. So we'll ride it out.
Now,
But I appreciate the kind words anyways. Hey, I appreciate the not kind words too to all the fans listening. It's all in good fun.
On someone, and it's all in good fun.
Yeah, that's right. I appreciate the Binghamton fans too. Had a couple of good games in that rink, so too bad we can't come up there very often this year. But
I know.
Nice rink, good people. I'm sure they're great when you're on the other side. So it's usually the case with most teams. So.
Oh yeah, you're on that team, they take care of you, but you're against that team. I mean,
yeah,
not so much.
I mean, I think that like Binghamton's a loud barn, and there's a lot of us that like to chirp, and there's a lot of us that like to get chants going, and I've heard many other players say it. If people want to think I'm cocky for saying it, that's honestly fine too. But there's a seventh man in Binghamton. There's the players on the ice, and there's the fans up in the crowds that get the chants going and get stuff going. And sometimes it works. And there's actually a time where I think we had a chant going against you. And to be honest, I don't know if you heard it. I'd like to lie to myself and say that you heard it, because that's just what I like to do. But we had a chant going against you, and I don't remember exactly what it was. Probably Tucker sucks or something. I don't remember what it was. And you went and freaking scored. And my boyfriend looked at me. He's like, you should probably stop now. He's like, you should probably not pick on Tucker anymore.
I think I might remember that one. I'm not sure.
I don't remember what we were chanting. It wasn't anything serious. But you went and literally, like, in the middle of us chanting it, like, scored.
Yeah, sometimes it backfires that way, doesn't it?
My boyfriend's like, okay, stop. And then, like, the next time you guys came to town, I think I started it again when we were trying to get under your skin. We were trying to say something. And my boyfriend looked at me again. And he's like, do you remember what happened last time? Yeah. He's like, Tucker's one of the ones that feeds off it. Maybe you should not do that. And I was like, no, we're going to do it.
Yeah. Can't resist when you see the smile, I guess.
Real quick, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to give us a quick word from our sponsors. But prior to that, there's somebody in the chat, King Daniel. I don't know who you are, but they say I love Jay Krupp. So I'm thinking maybe it's Jay. So if that's you, buddy. Kruppy. Yeah.
Sounds very Jay Krupp to me.
I was expecting a Kruppy shout out, maybe. He's a pretty popular guy on this podcast, isn't he?
Yeah, we look forward to having him on every year. I was always a big fan of Jay, so if you're watching, Jay, hey to you. And we'll get back to the questions right after our sponsorship video.
Let's go!
Okay, so that, and for the people that haven't seen it before, they're called matracas. They're made from broken hockey sticks. They're noisemakers. So you can find his shop linked in the description, and it's also available on our page. And with that being said, shout out to Matraca Time, and Sam, keep us going.
So you played a lot of hockey, obviously, in your younger years. You were up in Canada and stuff. How for Port Huron?
That's a little bit of a long story, I guess. I'll try to keep it short. I was playing college up in Red Deer, Alberta, ACAC, and ended up going down to Fayetteville camp in the fall there, and then ended up not making it there. So I was kind of bounced around, didn't know what to do. I'm sure guys are in that same situation every year, but I got a call from Matt Graham and didn't recognize the number, didn't recognize the name, and answered it. There was a couple of them, and he said, hey, we're playing tomorrow night. If you can get here, you're in the lineup. And I said, I'll be there in the morning. So it was kind of one of those things where you kind of go with the flow and take what you can get. And when you're a rookie kind of coming into this whole scene, it's all about games and just getting an opportunity. So that's what I did there. And can't say enough good things about the community and a couple faithfuls listening right now, but kudos to them. They've taken a lot of right steps in the right direction. Sorry, since I got there for sure. So best of luck to those guys this year. Obviously, a lot of good friends, a lot of good buddies on that team still. So obviously, wish them the best of luck.
So I have a question. Over the years that I've been a billet house, I've had a couple of my boys that have been from Canada, and they have all basically said the same thing. And I just want to know if your opinion is the same or different. What do you think the difference is from Canadian hockey to playing hockey in the United States? I know they've said that the work ethic in Canada is like a lot more intense when it comes to junior play and trying to move up to the next level. Would you agree with that?
Maybe a little bit. Obviously, you have the WHL and OHL; those are pretty major leagues up in Canada, and it takes a pretty good hockey player to play at that level at a young age, right? I think Canada is probably a little more compact. The U.S. being a little more widespread, maybe there's not as much opportunity to play at a higher level as in Canada. Maybe we're on the ice a lot earlier than a lot of kids. I'm not sure, but I don't know if I necessarily disagree or agree with it. I think it's teach your own. If the old saying goes, if you're good enough, they'll find you. So
Yeah.
I think one thing you look at, or I've heard guys say when coming into this league and talking to Americans, would be guys have said, we need more Canadians. We need more Canadians. And I didn't really understand what that meant until I kind of thought about it. And you see a little bit, I'll give my buddy a shout out there, Daniel Chartrand, but you'll see that they play on the kind of the rougher end of things and are a little more tougher maybe. Obviously not the case all the time, but maybe a little more consistent on the toughness and being able to take the harder play a little bit more. So that's probably my take on it. I don't know if you could disagree or agree with it, but I'm no hockey expert.
Aaron?
So Jay Wentz asked in the chat, within the league, who is your favorite team to play against?
Oh, favorite team to play against. As of right now, because obviously I was playing
In
a lot of
general,
different teams
whatever you feel.
back when I was in Port Huron. As of right now, probably Athens. That's who we want to play every night. To be honest with you, you know they're at the top, and that's where we want to be. So definitely them. In the past, probably I'd say Binghamton, just because they've been such a powerhouse in the past, and you always want to play them. You always want to beat them. So that's probably my answer on that one.
Play the best, beat the best type deal.
For sure.
That's right. Yeah.
I had also seen you had spent a few seasons, not full seasons, but you've spent a few seasons or games outside of the FPHL to the SPHL. How was your experience with the handful of teams you played with in the SPHL compared to the FED?
Yeah, no, good. Obviously, my first year, just trying to get traction. You know, it's tough. You come in, you don't really know what to expect. Being a younger guy, trying to learn from the older guys as quick as you can. I'd say that league is there's not much room for not being able to do something. Guys even asking about pro from back home would be there's no room for teaching, you know. It's either you can or you can't, and if you don't, then you're going to be gone. So it's obviously what you sign up for, and I think through my experience my first year, just trying to learn as much as I could and learn as much as I could from the older guys that I've played with. and got to see a little bit more of the States and America, and met a lot of good human beings. So I wouldn't take it back if I could.
Over the years, especially with hockey, there's always a lot of fun guys on the team. Can you tell us about either a prank you were involved in, or whether you played on someone, or maybe saw was played on somebody else? What would you say would be the best?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I may be involved in too many of those, but we haven't been pranking too much this year.
Well, you
We
got to
might
step
have
it up.
to.
You gotta
I
you gotta
know.
fix
Well, we're
that.
still feeling out. We don't want to step on too many guys' toes. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to test them too early. But I can't really think of anything off the top of my head in Port Huron. I think we had a really good. I'll say it till the day I die. We had a really good group of guys in that room. It was fun. Every day was fun with those guys. I think more so the jiving opposed to the pranks. You know, you get to know guys and you get to know what kind of gets them going, and the little comments here and there, and then another guy gets in, and then another guy gets in, and then next thing you know, you have a guy with a red face wanting to fight somebody. So it's all in good fun. But yeah, I obviously attract to those guys on the team. We have fun with it. But yeah, can't take anything away from that group in Port Huron. We had a lot of fun, and throughout all the nonsense and stuff we had to go through, I wouldn't take it back, and gonna cherish those memories for sure.
What about like a big win? How would you guys celebrate, or what is your like go-to celebration for your big games over the years?
Yeah, I think when a guy has a big night, I like the water bottle, maybe the water bottle, pouring those all over them when they come in the room, or celebration. I kind of like the thing we do here in Monroe, where we tap the glass. We go around and tap the glass after the games, kind of show the appreciation to the fans. I really like that little ritual we're getting going here. That's a fun one. So yeah.
So I found kind of fun question. I don't really have a fun like lead up to it, but if you could change any one rule in the whole game of hockey, what rule would you change and why?
That's a good question.
Maybe. That is a good question. One rule. Oh, I don't know if I should say that.
You should.
Well, you
I
We're
can
think
on
pretty much
hinge.
say whatever
You
you
can
want
say
over
it.
here.
I think I'll be okay with this one. I think, how about I implement a rule instead? I'd probably make sure there was cameras on every blue line from every angle
That's a good one.
right now. So it's pretty funny. You get on Facebook. I'm not a big social media guy, but you see some of the people taking screenshots of you see other teams playing, and these offsides are like a foot and a half, 2 feet, and there was a goal scored on the
Guilty.
play. You're like,
Yeah.
why do we have cameras? We might as well just put them away.
I'm a screenshot. I'm guilty of that, especially when it's your own
It's pretty
team.
funny. I get a good laugh out of it, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll implement that rule. We'll get some funding for do some car washes for some funding for cameras in each rink. Maybe.
Really?
Have you ever heard about the jailbreak rule for the female hockey league?
No.
Oh, I love that rule so much.
I do, and I want to see it implemented
I do
in guys,
too.
at least the low level. So the jailbreak rule, you're on the penalty kill, and you go ahead and you score shorthanded. You get your teammate out of the penalty box.
Okay.
So it's
There you
like either way, anybody scores, that player's going to come out, but that's kind of a reward but a punishment at the same time. Do you think maybe a shorthanded goal should deserve then to get that player back?
Oh yeah, maybe the Facebook Warriors would have an opinion on that one, with a couple of guys not serving their 2 minutes in the penalty box, huh?
Oh yeah. I
Listen,
mean, when
Facebook Warriors have opinions on everything.
Oh right,
Okay.
Yeah. They don't pick and choose, do they? It's everything.
No.
You know, I saw
Don't
a
get
post.
anything wrong. You'll get a bad
Yeah.
review.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about a bad actually, you know what? I don't want to take up your
Do-
time on that because it's a Port Huron fan. But for the guy that left us the review, we see you, we appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck.
there you go.
All interactions, good interaction, buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks for
and
the comments.
I'm bitter. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll move on from that. I saw a post the other day from I think it was like an NHL fan page, and they had a question. It was kind of similar to what Aaron asked, where if you could change a rule, but you could implement like a penalty on the other team, but they wanted creative ones. So a couple of them were if it was like a 2-minute penalty, like your goalie and one of your forwards had to switch spots, just something wild like that. Can you think of anything like super, not too crazy, but crazy enough that it might get like really change the game?
For myself, I don't know. Maybe what was it back in the day? There was like you had to pass it between the lines. I think that one might change the game a lot. I think that was a rule way back in the day, right? You had to pass it between the red line and the blue line, maybe, or
If
something
I
like that.
remember right, there was something between the blue lines, like you had
Yeah.
Is
kind
it
of
kind of like checking up to like prevent an offside type thing, or is it something
Yeah,
different?
I think so. I think it just prevented guys skating the whole length of the ice. Maybe there's
Okay, I see. Like, so no coast to coast type deal.
right. You got to dish it
Okay.
off and get it back type of thing. I think that would change things quite a bit. Maybe might create more ice or open ice hits. Maybe that or something like that. But yeah, I can't think of something too crazy. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go in the goalie net. I know that.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't either, honestly. I billeted goalies for years, and I asked them all the time why goalie because I would be freaking terrified. But you know, you guys have those 90, 100 mile an hour pucks shot at you too. So, how
That's
do you
true.
deal with those kinds of injuries? Like getting hit with a puck, is absolutely brutal. So, how do you keep your body in shape?
Yeah, I think something like that you don't really prepare too much for. It's kind of go down to block it and hope it hits you in a spot where there's more padding than
That's
none. So
yeah.
I think that sometimes that's what the goalies do too. So yeah, it's part of the game, and sometimes you get unlucky. It hits a bone or a soft spot, but
do you
I
have
guess you got to build your karma up in the week.
do you
Open some
have like
doors for
a
people
remedy
and stuff.
to kind of get rid of those bruises or anything that you may receive?
Sorry,
Uh,
sorry. Say again, sir.
do you have like any sort of like home remedy or anything you kind of go to, sort of speaking, of how you can get rid of those bruises and stuff from getting hit with those shots?
Yeah, personally, I'm a big steam room, sauna, ice bath type of guy. That helps for the inflammation a lot. Um, there's a bunch of there's like creams and all sorts of nonsense. Like definitely the ice and the cold helps the best though, the old fashioned way. So for
Could
me,
you
anyways.
could you elaborate on the ice bath? I I've watched guys do it. I know that it's super like it's a mental game. It's pretty intense. How do you keep going down into that ice cold water and staying in there long enough to get the benefits?
Yeah, it's there's definitely days you don't want to for sure, like anything, right? But like Sam said there, it's all mental, and I think it helps you tremendously, not just with your inflammation and stuff, but your attitude towards it, right? You take that attitude where you got in, you did something you didn't want to do, and it's for the better of your body. So I think it's a big thing, especially at this level. You got to take care of yourself. If you don't, injuries might be more severe than what they could have been. So the little
Yeah.
things here and there, that's what I always like to pride myself on personally, is little things add up to big ones. So the little things you can do day in, day out might prevent something in the future. But yeah, definitely a tough thing to do. It's not for everyone. it's probably one of the biggest challenge I have day to day, getting in there and getting out. So
Yeah, I think I'd make it to my ankle before I was like, can't do it.
yeah, no, it's
So
tough. We're
yeah, hats off to
it's
you on
fun. It's
that.
funny to be the one outside the tub seeing somebody go in, but not so funny when it's your turn to get in there.
Always the high pitched screaming and yelling as they're trying to lower themselves in.
Right? Yeah. The farther you go up, the harder it is. So some guys go up to their waist, some guys try and get up to their neck, but it's not easy. That's for sure. Maybe it's the Canadian thing. Maybe that helps me a bit. I actually went home last Christmas, luckily enough, and I couldn't believe how I grew up in that my entire life, how cold it is out there. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's easy to acclimate to the South, especially in the winter.
Yeah, I'm becoming soft down here, I think.
Well, we'll do one more round of questions before we wrap up. So, Aaron, you want to get
Sure.
us started with that?
Yes, ma'am. I don't really have the hard-hitting questions tonight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
But
good.
I've got to know, what is your favorite chirp, best chirp that you've ever heard thrown at you or someone on the ice with you? And what's your favorite chirp that you've ever used yourself? Reminder, we are unhinged. We don't care. Let it go.
Yeah, we talk shit
Tell
over
us,
here, so you can say whatever you want.
yes, don't hold
Yeah,
back.
you might have to. I guess one best one I've ever received. Cool. You guys are asking the wrong question to the wrong guy because I don't remember them. There's too many.
You can give us like
You might
top
have
three.
to.
It's
You'd
fine.
have to upload Carolina's video feed. You might hear a couple on there, but I don't know. I like them all, to be honest with you. Probably the best one I do is the smile. I think the smile definitely hurts more than a word it does. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think sticks and stones, right? So
Yep.
it's it's all in good fun. It's all funny. Obviously, some people might take it a little over the top at times when they have their children sitting beside them, which I don't really condone. But yeah, I can't think of anything too specific. Sorry.
That's all right.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
I
no worries.
answered a little bit there.
No, you did. You're good.
Do you?
Favorite chirp. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. If you were gonna,
No, I was just saying, yeah, favorite chirp would probably be the smile. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
it is.
That one cuts deep.
Yeah, it does.
I've got a list of notes of the hockey chirps I kind of keep now.
Oh yeah, what's your favorite? I'm interviewing you now.
I think the funniest one I said there's two. One I was yelling at a ref, the other one I was yelling at a player.
Okay.
So it's like
I want to hear the ref one. That'd be better for me.
he was lacking on some calls and stuff, and he was just really getting to me and stuff, and just like mocking us sometimes and stuff. And I turn around, he was skating away. It was right after an intermission, so it got quiet, and I yelled at him, I bet you moan when you pull up your underwear.
You got him, man. He's probably
You know,
thinking about that one.
my favorite one kind of came off the top of my head one. I'm probably one of the fans that you don't condone. I don't have my own kids, but I do know there are some in the crowd. But my favorite one is "Your Mom's OnlyFans is trending." That just
Oh, that's all in good fun.
yeah, it is. It's in good fun. I don't do it here though because
Kids don't know
currently
what
it's the
OnlyFans are, do they?
hope not, but you never know nowadays,
Probably.
honestly.
You never know tablets these days, right?
Yeah, you never know.
Unrestricted internet access is not a
Yeah.
beautiful thing anymore.
So,
Yep.
before we go, I want to give a shout out really quick to Jordan. Where was it? We want to give him a shout out. Oh, he wanted to know how you learned to skate as well as you did, or do, because he had a little incident this past weekend, and poor guy, you get the 1 star of the week from 10 Minute because he ended up in the he did a skate with the Dragons after a game, and it did not go so well. So he ended up in the ER with stitches and a
Yeah.
concussion and a broken nose and the whole nine. So, do you have
Oh
any
no.
advice on new skaters and how to get good when it comes to hockey?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I maybe just start with the basics. Start with the chair in front of you. I think that's one way I learned starting out was had a chair in front of me and kind of use that better for balance, right? Balance is key. So get the chair to help you out maybe and um, start at that. Start with that. Make sure your skates are sharp too. That always helps. So
Well, there you go, Jordan. Get a chair, and we'll check back in with him at the end of the season and see how
hey,
things
maybe
went.
it'll help them. You never know.
And then just two quick questions before we let you go. There's a weekly question. It's been here since season one. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty hungry here about that supper. Uh, yeah, I'm a pineapple guy. I know, probably get grilled in the comments about that, but
No, you'd be surprised. I think we've only
No.
had
I gotta have the
two.
pineapple on there, maybe even extra pineapple. Get weird with it.
I think you're the first extra pineapple guy on the show, but
Hey,
I've
there you
been
go.
shocked about the amount of people that like pineapple. And so to wrap things up, if you have your fans watching or watching in playback land, do you have anything you want to say to them before we wrap up?
Yeah, obviously, again, shout out to my faithfuls there in Port Huron. Obviously, miss those people. They're a big impact on my career. And then, of course, the Monroe fans here. It's second to none. I can't. It's hard to put into words how much support is in this community for this team. It's pretty special. I've been playing for a while. I've been to quite a few teams and quite a few cities, and it's starting to feel like home here. These people are second to none with their hospitality, and it's an exciting thing to be a part of. So shout out to them. We're going to get back at her on Friday night. It's going to be a fun time. I already know it. So yeah, that's about it.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with your upcoming series with the Star Wars and Teddy Bear Toss. And I'm actually going to be pulling for you to get that Teddy Bear Toss goal.
Hey, there we
So
go.
we'll be checking it out. But I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. And yeah, best of
Thank
luck
you
this
for your
Yeah,
season.
time.
thank you guys so much. Hopefully, I answered as best I could there.
Yeah, you did great. You
Absolutely.
did great. No worries.
Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Ha-
it.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.